Okay. We're gonna try and get back into this live. Got the baby here. Okay, looks like this is working. All right. Very cool. Okay, we got to make the announcement tweet. Hey, what's up, Bertrand? Hey, how's the mix for the audio? Can you give me a quick check on that? I'm playing it out of the speaker to try and calm my baby down, but I don't know if it's like too messed up with the between the mic because I don't have my headphones on. Bum, ba, bum, bum. Oh, you can't really hear much? Okay. Let's... Is that all right? Okay, it's not... Hey, what's up, TCP Stream? Welcome to chat. Thanks for dropping by. Let's do this. It's good to be back. I haven't been back in months. Not since this little one came along. She won't nap. I was trying to get her down, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hit the go live button. And I got my dad's issued Diet Coke, which I'd never drank until I became a dad. Yes, Bertrand, I did just blame my baby for not having time for you. You personally. It's not so much the stream, it's just I do this for you. What should I say? Okay, live now. We're gonna what should we say? Hey, thanks, Regalia. It's good to see you. Bertrand, I would not be able to get Datadog to sponsor you. They might, but I would tell them not to. Twitch.tv/AJ Steibenberg. I think everyone... Oh, what's up, YouTube? I think you're overestimating what they would pay. All right, I'm just gonna get my headphones off of this table right now because they are in the way. Boom, without knocking my baby's head into the desk. Oh, it is good to be back. Okay. Think of all the new stuff you can buy. I need 100K for dude. I also need 100K for a private parking spot. That's what they go for here in Boston. I park on the street and my car is getting just dented and messed up. Okay. What do we want to do? Sweet. Okay. Hell yeah. All right. Let's make sure. I want to make sure I have access to this one first. I need to move everything over to this account. Oh yeah. We need console. Oopsies. I am Identity Center. I drive a Subaru Regalias. Nothing crazy. Just a little car. My wife and I share it. Yeah, that's about right. Especially because the car is probably not worth anything anymore. And the parking spot's appreciated massively. Just doing some stuff in my root account before we get started. Boom, 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 boom. Submit. Oh yeah, we're live on X as well. Let's make sure that worked. Sweet. Okay. Awesome. I have to. Okay. The other thing I have to do is I've not checked anything in. So there's like 3 things that have to happen today. I'm moving a bunch of stuff out of my root account, and then I'm moving them into the appropriate accounts where they need to go. But then I also want to set up a new dev box, and I want to do that because you get 750 hours per month of free compute time on a T3, like a T3 micro. Yeah, not a nano, a micro. So it's basically a free dev box. Oh, that's sick, Bertrand. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot. I think that probably helps a lot, even though I don't think many people watch it on Twitter. I think it's good just to have the notification. Jeff Barr responding to my tweet about a public endpoint for the olive oil that I'm going to sell. Oh, I need caffeine so bad. I've never known tiredness until I had a baby, I gotta say. Oh, now she sleeps. Now she falls asleep. Yeah, the second I started that, I think I made a tweet about putting her and the whole family to sleep, talking about Nat Gateway or Nat punching, and that's totally true. That actually happened. Like, I was so annoyed when I realized how boring I am when I talk about things. Yeah, she's out. Okay. All right. So let's get started. You and Jeff are tight like that. We're homies, man. Jeff Barr's awesome. Sweet. What else do we need to do? And that worked. Okay, awesome. Okay. I want to pull up the tweet too. I want to talk about the tweet for people on the VOD. Oh, 6,001. I'm going to push so much olive oil. Is it instance? What did I say? Server? Yeah, okay. Do. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to turn the music down just a little bit. All right, I'm going to try recording this and putting this on YouTube as its own video. We'll see how it goes. The video quality is horrible because I just have a really old Logitech webcam. I think it's like 720p. I will replace it. I'm going to get an actual SLR, setup or whatever, like a real one. Oh, what happened? Why did it just looks like the, Hey, Namu, thanks for letting me know. The video quality is not bad. On my side, it looks bad. Why is my... Oh, it timed out. Let me try... Is it working now? I guess OBS crashed or something. It just said it timed out on my Twitter box. Yeah, I'm no longer live. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Let's try this again. Technology. Sorry, just setting up the stream. OBS. Okay. It still says I'm live. It should pop up. Come on. Okay. We're back. We did it. Yeah, I think the quality is not so bad on Twitch, but if I want to like pull this down and export it somewhere else or edit it, it becomes very like crappy. Like if I wanted to do this, what? Does that not work? Oh, I guess not. Why is that? Ba-bum. There we go. Wrong angle. That's that one? Okay. There we go. So like if we do full screen, it looks a lot worse. Oh, are we awake again? No, we're still sleeping. Alright. People who don't realize I'm wearing a baby, it's going to be a really weird video. Namu, can you not hear the music? Do I need to turn it up some more? Oh, here we go. Sorry, we gotta go back to here. The music too loud. Okay. How's that? A little better? YouTube chat told me it's too loud too. Sorry, YouTube. We turned it way down there. We can also turn it down at the source. Too quiet now. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna probably leave it there. Quiet is probably better anyway. Okay, we wanted to talk about this tweet. Actually, yeah, quiet is good. Okay. All right, I posted on Twitter about... Oh, hold on, where is it? Where's the actual one? Oh, I don't care about the quote tweets. Here we go. Okay. So I made this post on Twitter about how more and more the biggest risk to my productivity would be losing my dev server. And a bunch of people asked what my dev server is, what the setup is like, or why I even have it. So today what I want to do is go through what it looks like to set up a brand new AWS account and set up a dev server and why I'm going to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you don't already have it, you have to register for Amazon Web Services. You are going to need a credit card to do that. What I'm going to show you today is going to live within the free tier though. So the goal is to do everything without costing you a dime. I can't promise that, but we're going to try and keep it there today. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to log in. I'm going to go over to actually from the main console. Let's see. How do we get it home? Okay. So if you haven't set this up yet, what I'm using here is a combination of two services which are free to use on Amazon. One is called AWS Organizations, and the other is called IAM Identity Center. The first one you got to set up is AWS Organizations. And what that allows you to do is to create a kind of parent-child relationship between a root account and then all these other children accounts. And that's important because in AWS, you get a free tier, and some of those things like Lambda and serverless services are free forever. You stay within those limits and they're free to use, and you only pay when you go over. But the vast majority of services on AWS in this console, and there's so many of these, the vast majority of these services are only free for, or have like a free tier for a year. And what I'm going to show you is just how you can very easily click a button, get a new account, and get another year free if you want to use that for your dev box. That's exactly what I'm going to do today. So we're going to go over to AWS Organizations. If you haven't set this up, there'll be a wizard here to create this, and I can do another video and walkthrough of that. Totally legal. I promise you this is free legal AWS dollars you can spend. So I've already got this root account, and I've got a management account set up for it. Very important. You never want to deploy any infrastructure, any servers, anything in that management account. Basically, the only thing here is to pay the bill and to look into the other accounts to look at metrics for bills or for services you use. So nothing should be in there. Everything should be in these children accounts. This is the secret to this whole video, the very beginning, is add an AWS account. So I'm just going to click this button and I can get started. I can create a brand new account, and that's going to give me another year on the free tier. She's good. She's sleeping. Do you want to take her? All right. I'm going to hand off the baby 1 second. So we just started talking about you and she fell asleep. I don't know what it says about you, but we should tell her to keep her in the laugh. We're back. Handed off the baby. Okay. New question. What do you mean by a dev server? Oh, Namu. Hey, Hackensoul. Good to see you again. A dev server is a computer that I do most of my development work on. So I don't even really develop on this machine. I will remotely access a server inside of, in this case, AWS. And I'll run NeoVim, and I'll run like a persistent tmux connection. And I will use that to edit and edit code, work on code, and run, compile, and create a bunch of like experiments and actually do my day-to-day work. So I can interact with GitHub. I can do everything I would do normally. It's all done through the terminal. Dev servers are super useful. It'll help you learn a lot about Linux. It'll help you learn a lot about building out your own infrastructure someday. And yeah, it'll help you learn a little bit about AWS too. It is like a VM. Yeah, exactly. How's the latency? It's non-existent. I mean, I'm right now on my home connection is a gigabit connection. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce that name. PyToxy. Do you have an automated setup? No. that was what I was burning myself in this tweet about. Is I have none of this is automated. The dot files are all in GitHub, and we can take a look today. But I don't have to. I don't end up like having any of this automated. I could. There's a lot of ways we could do this. We could even look into things like Ansible or even creating my own AMI. I don't do any of that. Okay. Where was I? Okay. So we want to create a new AWS account so we can host our dev server, so we can do our development work from any computer anywhere. Just SSH in, connect to a tmux session, and then I can use NeoVim. I can run Bash. I can do anything I need to do there. So let's give it a name. We'll do dev box. Should we say just dev? No, dev box. Okay. So then it's you give an email address. Okay. So now I always do this. What do I do? Account alias. I have to double check what I just did for my other organization. I give these names. These names on tags. Yeah. Account alias. Yeah. Okay. So this will tell me that any infrastructure reporting up to my main account will have this tag, which is super useful. So this is actually an API call. We could do this entirely from the command line if we wanted to. Hey Kramer, welcome to chat. Yeah, I'm hoping to cut this. I'm recording it live. I'm hoping to cut it into a YouTube video. We'll see. I'm not great at being able to say everything I want to say when I make these, and I always end up re-recording them, and they take forever. But I have very limited time. Very, very limited time. Yeah, exactly. Hack and Soul. It's very similar to what Code Catalyst does. You can do the same thing. The reason that I like to do this entirely on my own is that I have the flexibility now. If I want to host something publicly, even for a few minutes, right? If I have a project I want to share with somebody and say, oh, you can go ahead and hit this IP, or even just like, give it a long named URL, like actually give it a domain in Route 53. I can do that. And I can, it's a totally viable instance if I want. In this case, it won't be because it's going to be like a T3 micro because I want to keep everything in the free tier. But on other accounts, I'll run other infra. Okay, so that was pretty quick. And for those of you watching on YouTube later, that was instant. Hopefully, we get the editing right. So we've got our dev box. Now, once this organization has been created, we have to go and give ourselves permission to access it. This is that second part we talked about. This is the IAM Identity Center. So right now, if I look at my SSO login, I don't have access to this account yet. I've got my root account, my backups, my benchmarks, but I don't actually have access to my new DevBoxes account. But I want those 12 months of the free tier, and I'm going to go get them. So let's go to IAM Identity Center. Once we're here, you can see that my personal access has admin access to all these except for the new one. Because I am a admin on the management account, I can go ahead and just add permissions to this one. So we can go ahead and click that, assign users or groups. We'll give it to admins. Now, I've already created a group called admins, and I've just given administrative access to that group. That's how I tend to do it. The beauty of SSO and Identity Center is you can group users however you want from multiple accounts. So if you actually, let's say that I launch a startup with someone from Twitch chat, God forbid, and I'm going to, grow this and hire more people, I can limit them to certain organizations or certain AWS accounts with certain permissions very easily now that I've set this all up from the beginning correctly. Boom. DevBox now admin access. Okay, sweet. So now we refresh DevBox. I can access it. Why not a T4G micro? That's a good question. We should kind of talk about this. T series. Bum, 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 bum. So, both of these, I think these should all be Nitro, right? Yeah. So I think, okay, so let's first talk about pricing because this is the big one. Where's the free tier? It says, oh, here you go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so now that we have our brand new AWS account set up, I'm going to pick a instance that is completely in the free tier for the first 12 months. And the reason I'm going to do that is so I don't have to pay anything for it. With a new Amazon AWS account, you get 750 hours of EC2 time on a T2 micro or a T3 micro instance, depending on the region. Somebody in chat asked about a T4 micro. I don't think we get free. Maybe it's just T series. I think it's just T3 and T2 you get for free. I think T4G, which are the ARM instances, you're going to pay for. So that's kind of the bigger difference there. I want to stick completely in the free tier. We'll do a T3 micro. I don't remember the difference between T3 and T2. Is it Nitro? Maybe it's Nitro. Yeah, it is. So we want to be on a Nitro system. I haven't done a video or talked about this yet. Nitro is incredible, and it's probably one of the biggest reasons Amazon has gotten so big and so powerful in the space because they have this really, really awesome physical system. It's a combination of software and hardware that puts all of the hypervisor for slicing up a virtual machine into hardware and off of your entire machine. So it's actually, you get like a 30% performance boost because you're not spending your CPU time doing the hypervisor stuff. Hey, Nick, so good to see you again, man. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Nitro is a fun fact from Bertrand. Okay, so we're going to pick a T3 micro instance because we want those 750 hours. If I was not doing a dev box, I would probably put, if I'm going to like do a new app, I'm almost always going to start on Lambda first. I mean, I'm wearing the serverless shirt. I think everyone probably knows me as mostly a serverless person. The benefit of DevBox is you can do a bunch of stuff like, long-lived connections, run NeoVim, long processes, all that kind of stuff. All the things that I'm going to do here, I need a server to do it, and Lambda doesn't fit. The other reason I picked a new account is I also now get 750 hours of elastic load balancing. So now I can put an ALB in front of my server if I actually want to host something publicly, and it's all free for the first year. And then if I roll into the next year, I can go back to this right here and hit the free money button and get another year. It's free. You have to do it. It's free compute. All right, let's check out our new AWS account. So we're going to click in here. We're going to grab the admin access role. All these other things are going to become, see, I'm signed out now because I'm in a different AWS account. Actually, we can leave that up. We are not going to do ground station. We don't need that at all. We need EC2. So right now, when you create an AWS account, you're going to get a security group first. This is part of the default virtual private cloud or VPC. And don't be scared when you see this. This doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. I'm hoping to cut this up and get it on YouTube. Regalias can use SST to automate it for sure. You totally can. I'm just setting it up the brute force way because I don't really care about it. All right, sweet. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this launch instance view, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going to happen here, but we're just going to call this dev box. Now we can pick the AMI for this. Amazon Linux is totally fine. I'm just more familiar with Ubuntu. That's what I've been picking it. You can see it's all like free tier eligible for the AMI. We don't pay anything for it. People do try and sell these AMIs. I'm also going to do the x86 architecture. I don't want to do ARM. Part of the reason I use a dev box is because my laptop that I use every day for work is an ARM machine. And when I want to do things on ARM, that's great. And it's super, super easy. But still, most of the customers running Lambda functions with my code on them are running x86 architecture. It's the oldest one. It's been around for a long time. That's kind of just how it goes. So a big part of why I do this in the first place is so I can compile natively on an x86 machine, and it goes a lot faster. So now we're going to get to the instance type, and this is where you're going to get, this is where money can happen. You want to find these that say free tier eligible. So remember, we get 750 hours per month, which is roughly about a month's worth of time. And we get that for the first year. So where is the free tier eligible stuff? Hold on. What is it, really a T2 micro? I thought it just said T3 is fine. Oh, depending on region. We're in US East 1. Okay. All right, so I don't have a region with a T3 micro. We're going to use a T2 micro just because it's in the free tier and I'm in US East 1. It'll be fastest this way. Okay, the next thing we have to do is pick a... oh, maybe... Is that it? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's try this again. Does it not just tell you? No, I don't think it's free here. I think it's free if I go to a different region. Like if I go to US East 2 and launch instance. It's not a big deal, guys. Oh. Where is the T3? Oh, maybe not. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll just put it in US East 1 and we can do a T2. Okay. Okay, by default, AWS is going to give you this free tier eligible box. And on this region in US East 1, I don't think there's any other free tier eligible compute nodes here except for maybe like a nano, which we don't want. There are a lot of instances. So definitely pay attention to the price per hour and pay attention to the size and the resources you get and pick what you need. In this case, 1 vCPU and 1 gig is totally fine. I'm literally going to be running tmux and NeoVim. It's going to be just fine. If you haven't done this before, you're going to have to create a key pair to log in. I do want to show you folks how to set up a connection using AWS Systems Manager instead of SSH. That's probably one of the safest ways you can protect your dev servers. You're never going to have to worry about someone like leaking this key or losing it or something like that. It will be all done through, the access is all done through SSO. But we'll just create a new key pair here first. DevBox pair. Okay. Boom. Okay. We got a key pair created. We got a DevBox set up. It's going to create a new security group, and we're going to allow SSH. And here's the other thing I'm going to do. This is something else you should just do when you create a dev instance. Just scope it to your IP address. You can change this later. It's super easy to change later. I'll show you where to change it. But just prevent anybody from, on the public internet from brute forcing your SSH certificate. It doesn't matter because it's not like a password SSH, which you may have used before. We don't really do that anymore. We try and use certificates where we can. But still, we're going to do that. And I'm not going to allow HTTP or HTTPS traffic from the internet right now. We don't need to. Configure storage. I'm not going to do anything here. We're going to get 8 gigs of some root volume. I don't know what the GP3 storage is. It's general purpose SSD. We don't need provision IOPS for this. We don't need a spinning platter of Rust. SSDs are totally fine. I'm literally not going to click through the rest of this. I'm just going to hit yes. So now that this is ready, we can get started here. Oh no. Okay, so we're still pending booting up. Hack and Soul. I see many people use Cloudflare tunnels. Yeah, Cloudflare tunnels are awesome. The only thing is that it terminates using wow, I wanted to say containerd, and that's not right at all. You connect to the Cloudflare tunnel using I think one of their either containers or processes, and at that point it's like totally unencrypted. So if you have other services running, it can be a little bit of a risk. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. Okay, that was another dev box we don't even have anymore. Oh, yeah, I think, okay, yeah. Oh, thanks for the follow, Worst Dev NA. I think we're still waiting for this instance to come up. If you're ever wondering why I love serverless, it's because it scales up much faster than this. Not the only reason. Oh, thanks for the follow. Again, I don't know how to pronounce your name. And thanks for the questions. It's ssh-i keypair.pem, yeah. What do we call this key pair? DevBox pair, okay. Still waiting for this instance to come up. Boom, 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 boom. What do we do for this? Yeah, I think it's just -i, and then it's got to be in the working directory, right? Okay. It's got to be done now. I think if I just refresh it. Yeah, okay, we're running. Okay. Okay, now the instance is up and running, so we can go and access it via SSH. So I'm just going to copy the public IPv4 DNS here. And then we have to SSH into it using that key pair we got before. And then we're going to trust it. Oh, no. Bad permissions. Oh. What did we do wrong? Boom, 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 boom. Let's find out. I thought I did. Oopsies. Oopsies. Okay, let's try this again. Why is it mad about this? That shouldn't happen. Gotta be 0. Oh man, it's read only. What is it? 0100. Chmod read only. What is this one? A equals R. RWX. Okay. So it should be chmod minus WX AJ keep air. Dev. Now everyone can read it, but that should still be fine. What? It's not 044. Oh. Maybe it is 044. It is. Can you just pass the bit field or the bit mask in like this to chmod? It's been a while. Okay, yeah. But now I can read and write it. Okay. All right, we figured it out. Now that we've got the actual SSH key trusted, we can SSH into the machine. We cannot. Why can't we SSH in the machine? Oh, wait, hold on. It doesn't like that. Should just be that, right? That one worked. Yeah, okay. There we go. That's right IP. Yeah, okay. All right, we got there. We SSH into the box. Now we've got a totally vanilla Ubuntu box. There is nothing on it. It is completely empty. It's been up for 6 minutes. So we did it. Now we got to install some stuff. So we need to sudo apt-get update. All right, we've updated all the metadata caches. Now we can get some packages. We can get some tmux and we can get some NeoVim config in there. We'll make this a little bigger. Okay. Did that work? Yo, hell yeah. We got NeoVim. We're set. We're ready to rock. Now we need some tmux. And then I need my tmux config. Okay. So now I've copied it over to my dev box. Now when we SSH into it, I've got my tmux config. We're all set, right? We can start working on a project. You know, we can actually work on my tmux config. Is it tmux.conf? Oh, it didn't work. Hold on. Oh. Where did I copy that to? Oh, I copied it to root? I just copied it somewhere. I forget where the default path would be. It should be the home directory of the user, though. Ubuntu at... Bum bum. There, that should work. What? It's not here. Should we just SCP it again? Where did it go? Why? What am I doing wrong, chat? I didn't put it on the wrong machine. Or you could just use DevBox. Hidden file. It is, but I'm doing -L. See it? It's like not even here. Oh, there we go. It is. What the hell? Oh, I didn't do ls-a. I'm an idiot. Need more caffeine. Thanks, Gopi Gopi. We got it. We did it. We did it, chat. More coffee from the terminal. Should we? It's not bad. Okay. So we do have it. There we go. Now the colors are right. Whew. Thankfully. And now the prefix key is right. I don't know. Are you anybody here tmux user? I came from Screen. So I am a prefix A user. I never got into B. That is impossible for me. Never gonna happen. So now we have NeoVim. Now we got to set up Kickstart, NeoVim's Kickstart setup, which I should just put into my dot files. So here's something that I usually do. I haven't in this case. This repo is probably older than some of you watching this video, but I do have like 11 or so years of dot files for my machine that you can just rip through them and set it up. This is mostly for a Mac. But it works totally fine in this case. Sets up Git, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think most people have something similar. I don't think I've done anything to these in years. Even this one, I think, is probably the one I just copied over. We can even look. Yeah, I think it's absolutely the same. Is it the same status right column? Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's the exact same one. I just SCP'd it for my machine locally. But that's really it. Now at this point, we've got a server ready to go. We can SSH into it. We can do our work. We can edit our code. Like if we're working on a project, in this case it's tmux. And the best part is I can just detach from this and exit, and then I can just walk away, and I can go do something else forever. If I come back to this machine and I want to, work on it, I can come back and just what is it? Tmux. Why did I forget the command? Oh, tmux attach. Is it attach.d? Why did I forget the name? Forget the command for this. I should have this memorized. There we go. Oh no, that's a new one. How do I do this again? Tmux attach to detach session. It's -d. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there it is. There we go. Attach it. So it's okay. Let's do this from the beginning because we're in nested sessions. We don't want to do that. All right. It should be none. Good. Okay. So the thing I like about this workflow for tmux is because I can open an editor like my, tmux.conf file. I can work on it, and then I can just detach it, right? I can exit, and then that can be a running process on this machine. It's just going to run. If I have a web server, it can just run whatever. I can go off and do something different. I can work on whatever else for a while. When I come back to it, I can just run tmux attach -d. And bam, I'm right back where I was. I can pick up on this file. I can, open other terminals and do other work. I can have other shells open. Even if I'm working within like multiple tmux panes, I can even like detach this entirely, and I can start a brand new one if I wanted to, and do some work there. My workflow is to run one tmux pane though on a dev box. So that's really it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to recut this and it's all garbage. But I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. How do I remember what I do to attach? So there's a list, Hack and Soul, but I only do one. That's why I was trying to remember. Oh yeah, we've done this already. So I try to just do one, and then I just attach to it. We should talk more about the free tier. I just realized this is why the recording live from Twitch is such a challenge. But I think it's the only way I'm gonna have time to do what I want to do, both in terms of live stuff and hanging out with you guys live, and then also recording this so I have things to point to when people ask me questions about my workflow, what I do. So keep in mind, you only get these 750 hours on this instance free for 1 year. It's not a very big instance. It's very easy to pin the CPU on one of these things. It's also a burstable instance, but you get a certain amount of CPU credits per hour. So if you go over that, you get throttled. So if you notice the thing is super slow or it's sluggish or it's not responding, you're probably out of CPU credits for that time window. You're gonna have to wait a little bit for it to catch back up, and then you can use some more of those credits to run your code. At some point, you may have to upgrade. I love AWS. I love their free tier. If you outgrow it, it's super easy to do this on another cloud where it may be a little cheaper. I think AWS's EC2 cloud is probably one of the more higher price machine services if you're just going to use a dev box. But I'm a fan. This is what I use it for work. I work on a dev box. I have all my code there. I push code from GitHub there. And then when I'm done, I just detach from the TMUX session at the end of the day and then just reconnect the next day. But that's it. I think that's what you got to stay in this free tier. You got your Lambda, you've got your EC2, you got your ELB, and you've got container registry to push your container images. So use that. And then remember, whenever you get to a point where you want to create a new dev box, maybe a year from now, you want to get another free tier, or maybe you ran out of CPU credits for the month already and you want to use some new ones, you can just go right to the AWS account page and create a new AWS account. And you're going to get another 12 months of the free tier. So you can just do this. You can go here and click add an AWS account, and you can get another free year for a free tier. And what I always recommend you do is anytime you're going to start a new project, create a new AWS account. AWS encourages this. People in chat are asking if this is legal. AWS encourages you to use a different AWS account per application per stage. Now that's crazy. It is, but think about it. They know that the AWS account represents like the blast radius of an account. It represents the furthest out you can get from within an account without cross-account permissions or any of that crazy stuff. So if you have to take it down or you have to nuke it, it's better to have it small in scope, right? And you can just create a new one. They encourage you to do this for a bunch of reasons. Actually, first off, AWS accounts have low limits, like intentionally, right? There's a low limit to the number of Lambda functions you can run, the number of concurrent invocations, the number of instances you can run. And then you have to go ahead and ask for more compute or more services. Because you can do things like pure VPCs, you're not really limited to having to put a bunch of stuff in the same account. So it's just safer from like your perspective and from AWS's perspective to create other AWS accounts. Right now, you do get another year on the free tier with it. Obviously, that's not going to be forever. But for now you do, so take advantage of it. Use those CPU credits, right? Like they're free. Go and spend them. You may as well. Okay, I don't know. We'll see how that video turns out. My guess is I'm gonna watch the first 30 seconds of it, hate it, and then stay up late tonight until my eyes are just bloodshot and I'm super tired and try to redo it. But yeah, it's also super important to never run infra in this account. Don't do that, folks. Back in the day, this was the one that's tied to like your Amazon.com account. So you can like, to give someone access to this, they'd just be able to like buy stuff on your Amazon account. That's not the case anymore, but don't do that. Just don't run anything in that management account. Bertrand, you were trolling Yandex allegedly. You're closer to them than I am. I would be more nervous about that if I were you. Reduce available limits for companies I know using Yandex. But yeah, this is how I set it up. So like earlier on the stream, we talked about the backups account. I'm moving all my benchmarks to this other account. We should probably start doing that. Hack and Soul management account has the same access as root. No. So the management account is the account which manages all the other accounts. So they don't really like root. This isn't an account. This is how there's two ways to bootstrap trust, right? This is funny. So in the beginning, there was just one account, right? You just get one account, one AWS account. That's it. And there was no relationships between these. Now, they very quickly realized that it was risky to run tons and tons of infra in one account because one of the most common attacks was getting your AWS account popped. So what they started doing was adding this idea of like organizations, and they wanted to start sharding work into smaller accounts. That's better for them. It's easier for them to manage that in terms of what resources you use. And at the same time, it's easier for them if they're not like spending a bunch of time with essays detangling crazy account setups. So they learned really early they needed some system to make this work, but they didn't have any hierarchy. So what they did was they just said, okay, when you create a new AWS account, if you've never done one for an email address, first account is root, but it's also an account. It's also a real AWS account. So there's no real idea of like the idea that there's like some other hierarchy here doesn't exist. What really happens is all of these other accounts are here, you know, so this would be like backups. This would be like DevBox that we just created. So this is the relationship. The problem is that this account can run infra. And now you have a problem because there's a relationship between all of your sub-accounts and the root account. And if for whatever reason you allow people to call assume role or do other things in here, they are able to access all of these children accounts. So basically, if this one gets popped, it's super risky, which is why you shouldn't run any infra here. It should only be the place where you look at your bills and then you create other accounts like I showed you earlier today. So that's the biggest issue. And that's how they had to bootstrap it. And that's why it looks weird, because it makes it look like this is the management account, but in reality, it's like this is the equivalent, the root account and that account. No, I'm not. So I'm not using root at all. I have a root account with a root user, but I'm just an administrator. So if I go into this account, you can see like I can't actually do billing things. So if we go here, you're going to see like, correct. I can. Yep. But do you see how I'm not root, but I have access denied here? So I don't have access to the cost and usage. I just have administrative access to run like infra or create resources or create other accounts or other users. Yeah. It's a little goofy. I promise it's not as weird as it sounds. No, it's not, Bertrand. I'm not even going to entertain that with a response. So there's two things we talked about today, the organizations and then the identity center. The second part of this is the identity center. This is where you can create other users. And in this case, I just have me, but like, let's say I had a serious gap in my judgment and I decided to allow Bertrand to have a user here. I could just add him here, and then I could either add him to a group. If I added him to admins, he'd be able to access all of the AWS accounts that admins are attached to, which are everything, including the root account, the management account, as an administrator. So then he could create more accounts or whatever. No, we're not going to do that. Obviously, we would never do that. We're not insane. But we let's say that I started a company here, right? So I've got my personal account. I've had this forever. I've had this for, I mean, it's got like a less digit here. Like it's been a long time. Okay. As a noob. Okay. So if you have a bunch of stuff in S3, just, the first thing is to stop digging a hole. if you've ran a bunch of code or you have a bunch of infra in your root account, the first thing to do is just stop digging a hole. Go into AWS organizations, go through the organization flow. I should do a video specifically on that. I should create like a brand new AWS account and show everyone how to do that. That might be worth doing. I'd have to type in my credit card though. I'd have to go like, go all fuzzy mode, get secrets involved, but maybe worth doing. If you already have stuff there, yeah, first stop digging a hole, use AWS organizations. And then, if you need to migrate, there is a migrate button. And this is where it gets a little wonky. You don't want to use the APIs to move stuff around because you'll start to get charges for like API requests. But you can create a new account or you can invite an account, and then you can do there's like a migrate step. I don't want to hit the button, but there's a move resources migrate. There's like a migrate button. Yeah. So if you get stuck with this, you can migrate stuff over. Oh, Namu, thanks for the follow. I'll drop this link. Some of this is you're gonna have to do, like, if you have a live instance, then you do have to do like a backup and restore. This shouldn't I don't think you have to do this. There's a way where you can like reparent that account. Oh, Jur48, thanks for the follow. Let me double check and see if I can make a tweet about this, because this is a little old. I thought there was a way you can do that for free, without a big cost. Depends on what you have an S3, Nixia. Otherwise, you can always just be really serious about those permissions and just start, roll over to a new account. But yeah, this is so easy. Like, you saw how easy this is. This is super, super simple to get started. And then you've got everything you need. You've got your instances. We can go back to this other one. Boom, boom. Oh no, we got an SST user. I probably should talk with the people at SST and see if we can make it easier to like use the management account setup and create new resources, because it should be pretty fast. But yeah, so now we have like we have an entire dev box we can use. And for me, what I was doing with this last dev box was I was running a version of, I actually built a little Lambda kind of clone. We could probably try and build that. That might be a little tricky. I'd have to pull some stuff in. I don't know if I want to do that. But this is the setup. It's super simple, and now if you want, you can use, like a persistent IRC connection, or you can run like a VPN here, right? You can VPN your traffic through here. I want to do a whole, I want to do a discussion on proxies, because I was talking with an earlier career engineer and they really mistook what like an HTTP proxy is and does, and it's much simpler than that. And then I realized that I think a lot of people have never seen an actual HTTP request before. Like they've only really interacted with HTTP in terms of something like Node's fetch library or like a browser fetch request, but they haven't I think a lot of developers today haven't used curl or haven't used like netcat. And I wanted to do this like kind of series, maybe even like something short form with like writing an HTTP request from scratch and then sending it somewhere with like netcat, because there's just nothing to it. It's just text. You can read the, HTTP RFC. There's nothing really here to it. This looks a lot dumber than it is, or it looks a lot harder than it is. Like, let's take a look at a post request. Do they have one? I know they have one in the RFC. Boom, boom, boom. So these are all the rules, and you don't have to worry about the rules because you're not implementing it. Boom, boom, boom. Headers. There's got to be an example in the RFC. Maybe not. It's just text is like the basic thing. Dun, dun, dun. Where is it? Give me, yeah. So this is like just like a HTTP request, totally valid. You can write this. So if you haven't seen one before, it's like super simple. And in this case, you just have like a host, and then you have a route. And I'm pretty sure the proxy, the only difference between the proxy is that you set all of this. I don't think you use host anymore. I think that host gets put up into the post, just like your URL would be. And then what you're able to do then is just open that TCP connection to that proxy and then write that request out. Yeah, Regalius, you're right. I don't think you can migrate the entire bucket, just like click a button. I thought you could migrate other resources, but I don't think that is S3 supported because bucket names are globally unique. But yeah, you may have to copy the content over. It depends how much you have in there. If it's terabytes, don't move it. Like, why don't need that cost? Just like limit the hell out of those permissions, and then just move on and use a new account. That's the safest thing to do, like by far. All right. Let's set up this dev box. Oh, you just want to clone it? Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom. What are the instructions? Start NeoVim. Oh, hell yeah. All right. Thank you, Tej. You can access the Identity Center only from the root within an org? What? No compiler found? I don't have a compiler? The hell, Ubuntu? $747 megabytes. That explains why. You can access it. Yeah, I think that's probably right. I mean, doesn't that make sense that you wouldn't be able to do that? Did I say that? Did I say you could? I don't. Yeah. So I think you can create another one. But that would be only for within this org. Are you talking about Identity Center or organizations? Because I think this is going to say, no, you got to be in the root account. Oh, no. Yeah, it just says you're in an organization. That's right. They throw this up on you. I'm pretty sure, like, Identity Center, you can recursively, like, I can add another user and only, like, limit them to here. And then children of this account, if that even exists. I don't know if it's flat or not. Oh, you missed out. Okay. Yeah, that I think, I do believe you have to do that from the root account. So I'd have to do that from the root account here. So that from here, now I'm managing this instance and I can add more people. And also you guys do MFA. You know how to do this. I don't have to, do I really have to lecture you? You're all professionals? Question mark? Just use MFA. This is the smart thing to do. The right thing to do. You do SSO, you do MFA. You can even hook it up to Google if you want, right? You can use like Gmail. Pretty sure SSO like that is free, so you're totally fine. Get enforced FIDO2. No, we're not doing that. No containers need to be restarted. This is great. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, does NeoVim complain now? There we go. What? Why did style you? Wait, why did tree sitter fail? Oh, do we have to kill? There we go. Clang's there. Clang works. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think. Okay. What? NeoVim tree sitter. Is there a debug mode here? Tej. There we go. Tree sitter is working. We've got an LSP, folks. Then we have to install ripgrep. That's the next step. Should probably install Rust too. But that's it. It's so simple. We did this video in what, like 25 minutes, guys? We have a brand new AWS account, brand new dev box. The hardest part has been getting Clang and NeoVim installed, and then that silly SSH permission issue, which I never ran into that before. Super simple. Hope people like it. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Did it work? It looks like it worked. What do we have? Mason. Oh, Lua right away. Okay, should we see if it worked? NVim. What is it? Config. NeoVim. Config. It's init.lua. There we go. Uh-oh. I swear this was easier the last time I did it not live. That's fine. Read this before continuing. Is NeoVim, is this an old version of NeoVim? Oh, it is. Should we not be installing it from apt? NeoVim. How do I want to install it? What's the best way? Oh, it's 0.10. Boom. Oh. Okay. Let's try this. Uninstall NeoVim. What is it? Remove? There we go. I normally just burn the instance if I have to install something. Okay. Okay. Now we have to edit. Do we have a bash RC? Yeah. Oh, failed to install. Why did that fail to install? Is there not debug? Did Mason work? I mean, as long as we got our LSP, we're okay, right? What do we want to install first? We need, wow. I mean, JQ is almost always the first one. Did Luacheck work? We should probably try that. Oh, what? All right. Boom, 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 boom. What were you saying? Oh, this saved Cloudflare. Sorry, I missed this. Boom, 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 boom. Gathered a list of phone numbers belonging to Cloudflare employees. Nobody calls me. If any of you call me, I'll know it's a scam immediately. Immediately. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so they said it. They okay, yeah. So they were able to get their password via phishing. Then they logged in, and then they went. They needed a one-time code, so they got them to phish that as well. Holy smokes, that's a lot. Yeah, Fido. So okay, I do use a YubiKey. Whoa, that's going now. The YubiKey Nano. Every day, which I probably could use for MFA on my own personal AWS account. I still use Authy. It wouldn't be impossible if I stole it from you, Hackensoul. Boom, boom. Why is Kickstart? Why is it being such a pain? Dun, dun, dun. It didn't install ripgrep. We need that no matter what. Bum, bum, bum. Really? No? Okay, there we go. Oh, the dollar got me. I saw it and I hit enter anyway. Vim's not bad. I can just use regular Vim if I needed to, but for my actual dev box, I want that. No VM guests are running on an outdated hypervisor. Kumu. Oh, wow. We're running outdated binaries. That's fine. Style Lua fail. Why is it doing this? Is this normal? That's from Lazy Vim. What is the... How do you update everything in NeoVim? It's... No, I forgot the command. Oh, it didn't panic this time. Oh, we can do tutor. Boom. NeoVim is a powerful editor. I think it's going to run the diagnostics when I open the tutor. Oh, no. Did we run out of CPU credits on this micro instance? I think we did. We did. It's totally frozen. I can't even use the tmux commands. We burned them. Oh, actually, we don't want this one, do we? We want devbox admin. Oh no, we're good on the CPU credit balance. And we're probably just, yeah. You got plenty of credits. Why is it killing me? Can we SSH in another one? Oh no. Something, I think we're out of credits. I think the metric hasn't reported yet because I can't SSH either, which means, yeah. Something NeoVim did spent all of my CPU credits. And we're just waiting for this line to drop. Oh, here we go. CPU credit usage. They spiked. We were totally fine, chat. Oh, there we go. Oh, it even closed my connection. Oh, shoot. Is my bitrate? Chat, is my stream stable? Twitch just gave me an alert saying it was unstable. Is it me? Did I drop off the face of the planet? No, it couldn't possibly be me. Someone would have said something. All good. Thanks, Hackensoul. Oh, yep. There we go. It's sending escape sequences. Give me those credits. Now you just have to wait. NeoVim too demanding. Whatever NeoVim's trying to do. Yeah, we spiked to 23%. I think it's a 1v CPU. So I think you only get... Oh, wait, hold on. This is fine. Yeah. Not average. Yeah, it seems fine. That was 5 minutes ago. We'll see the next window. Actually, what we want to do is, here's what's missing. I hate that they do this. Display the live data. Bum, 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 bum. Minimum. This is definitely, yeah, we definitely killed it. Because it won't respond to SSH. Or somebody else is trying to DDoS it, but it wouldn't matter because that security group is going to block that unless you're on my IP address. And again, it's like my shared IP, whatever my ISP provides, but that's fine. NAT has to happen somewhere. This is funny that it's just completely dead. The one I use for work is... All right, we'll wait and see these metrics. What do I spend the money on? Yeah, it's one of these T series. Or not, sorry. No, I used one of the ones without credits, not burstable. Is it M? It's got to be M then, right? Yeah. But not the graviton one. It's something medium. Oh no, yeah, it's one of these. It's one of these C's. That's what I was looking at. I was like, why was I seeing it's compute optimized? I think these C7Is are the very common for hosting big servers. What's the pricing on this little guy? The medium, yeah. I use some medium. I forget what. I think it's a C medium. Boom, boom. Pricing. Use instances at Vantage. I'm still in AWS, man. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry. Nice. Oh, we should do a spot instance discussion. That would be good. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, it's not bad. What is that? 0.0513 times. Yeah, it's like $40 a month. I mean, like this is what I charge. Like my company pays for it. I don't pay for it, so that's totally fine. There's definitely cheaper ways to do this. I think is Oracle currently the current. Who's got the cheapest dev instance? Do we think? Cloud Economics. Wow. Compute. Oh, CPU per hour. Call us now. Chat with US Sales. Chat, we can do a live chat. Oh, this does monthly? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. $37. M7 Flex instead to replace T series. Oh, right. They have this unlimited mode where they don't. Yeah, we don't run into this situation. Man, this thing's completely hosed. What did I do? It's not even. Is it not even reporting to CloudWatch? Oh, we pinned the CPU. Something NeoVim's doing just pinned the CPU. Should we just reboot it? Yeah, I don't think I ran out of CPU credits necessarily. Oh, we did. We lost some. But there's still a fair amount. We're just spending them. We're just spending them all on something NeoVim's doing. The tutorial, NeoVim tutorial ate all of my CPU credits. I have to send this clip. I have to send a clip to this to T. She's going to die. It was never meant for this. All right. Well, we're not out of credits. We just burned it. Reboot. Baby just screamed. I might have just been paged by the child. We're gonna keep quiet and hope that she goes back to sleep. Bertrand, not guaranteed to work. Don't think that's gonna happen. I haven't even listened to it, but no. Okay, we restarted it. Will it work now? I don't know if it's up yet. Yeah, I know you know babies. I interact with you on Twitter every day. I definitely burned this box. We killed it. At some point in the future, this is going to go to 0. I have all these AWS credits I can spend too, so I should just burn them. But I've been giving them away to people on the internet. when they get crazy bills. But this is the easy way. This is all in the free tier. Like, this instance won't ever... Quit sending escape codes. Is it up yet? Not yet. Boom, boom. Come on. Viewing metrics. That's average. What is the min? It should be, it's flatlined, guaranteed. It just can't report to CloudWatch. No, I don't need this password. Boom, 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 boom. Can we ping it? Not the name yet. I just want to... Ah, yeah. It's down hard. That's fine. I think the baby went back to sleep. Did we succeed, chat? We may have succeeded. One of these metrics is going to come back. Hey, there we go. That's what we did. We just pinned the CPU. All right, well, we'll let NeoVim work through that. Who told me to run the tutorial? Whose fault was that? How did you end up in poverty? No, see, it's not you can't go into poverty because this will never give you a bill for this instance type. Unless you boot like 100 of them. But I booted one. I have one instance. We gotta tweet this. NeoVim killed my dev box. Bum, bum, bum. Oh no, I don't want to do that one. We'll tag Tej in it. Banger. Oh, NeoVim. Worth it. This is the price for freedom. In this case, I mean, like I can kill the entire instance. I think I tried to reboot it. Maybe I didn't. We can just let's see if we can figure that out. Stop instance. Okay, this is also important. You get an EIP charge for this, so you can stop all of this if you want. But we need this volume around. And that's in the free tier as well. Successfully stopping. Come on. Did it stop? Nope, still stopping. That thing is so dead. This is beautiful. I don't think I did Kickstart when I did NeoVim the last time. I just like, or maybe I just used Vim on the one I have at work. I have to double check. I usually alias it, so I don't know. But that cracks me up. And yeah, it's also not a micro box. T2 micro. Come on. You can do this little instance. The little instance that could. It's still stopping. So they ran, Lambda used to run on T2 micros. Like you would actually get a new micro when your Lambda function would start. So the cold starts were like legit pretty bad. Should we force stop it? Yeah. Stop. There we go. A force stop. You know, stop seems pretty hard. I gotta imagine, like, what's the difference between a force stop and a stop in AWS? I don't know. Oh, I see. I see what's happening here. Boom, boom, boom. This is cool. I gotta learn more about these M7 flexes. I read about this. They're the ones that, yeah, they have that, like, they can burst, but then you can also click the unlimited button. Uh-oh. Bertrand, the song didn't work. She's still awake. Boom, boom. Okay, well, we killed the dev box. I think I'm being paged by the baby. Will this work? It stopped. Okay. Yeah, definitely being paged. We're gonna go set up a raid. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I know it's a short stream. First one back being a dad. But I will be back, and I will be going on paternity leave in November, and I'm gonna have I'll be full-time dadding it, but during naps I'll try and hop on and do a little work. This is a little stream about the dev box. If you're new here, if you just found this stream or found this channel, please hit the follow button or the subscribe button on YouTube. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again soon. We're gonna go page the Alt F4 stream. Page, sorry, raid. Thanks, Hackensoul. Yeah, it was great to be back. I'll try and get the whole thing up on YouTube. All right. See you, everybody.